Pre-Cinco de Mayo, everyone. Are you ready to have some fun? Little warm up to the big event, which is actually on Tuesday, May 5th. For some of those who might not know the date, I actually had someone ask me what the date of Cinco de Mayo was one time, and I thought, really? Anyway, it's Tuesday, May 5th, and tonight I'm coming to you. My name is Julie Johnston from Travel Light by JJ. And we're going to have some fun tonight. We're going to be talking about a little bit about travel, and we're going to do some travel itinerary and travel trivia. So you're going to enjoy that. I'm going to be sharing with you my favorite recipes. And right now, if you're on, let me know, or once you join, give us a shout out. Tell us where you're from. We'd love to hear from you. But tonight, I decided to mix things up and let you know that we're going to have some different fun. And I know right now you're on a staycation and you're probably getting tired of that. But it's time to, do something different, interact with different people, have a different experience. So I'm glad you could join us here tonight. And so what we're going to start out with is I'd love to tell you a little bit about myself. I have a travel agency business, creating effortless luxury travel itineraries for inspired experiences and lifestyles of busy professionals, active aging travelers, and groups. So if you need travel services, let me know. I'd love to help you. I do a e-zine, which is an actual newsletter, and I send that out every other week. And so people can log on to my website, which is travellightbyjj.com, and sign up for my newsletter and enjoy. I put different travel places, different destinations, always talk about things that are relevant or new places to go to off the beaten path, information like that. And at the end of it, I love to do a travel tip for everybody to keep them informed about things that are going on in the travel world. Right now, like I said, I know we're not traveling, but we will be in the future once we get on the other side of this situation. And so people now are still dreaming about it, and you can see people and experience all the different things that are out there to be dreaming about at this time. So people are talking to me about future trips and still interested in travel and excited about travel for the future when it does open up and when people are actually ready themselves to travel. So I look forward to helping you with that. And so tonight we're going to dive into some recipes that I love. We have the Cabo Wabo Rita, and we also have my go-to salsa that I love. And Cabo Wabo Rita, we had taken a family trip. My family, my parents have always included my brother and I on their family trip excursions, and they have been adventurous. Definitely. I'll be giving you the PG version tonight, and sometime maybe when we're having a bevy somewhere else, I'll give you the full version. But tonight you'll get the PG version. So with that, we had gone to Cabo San Lucas, one of my favorite places, and we stayed in Los Cabos and enjoyed ourselves. And we went to the Sammy Hagar bar, which is called Cabo Wabo, and there they serve up some delicious martinis, and margaritas in martini glasses. So I'm chilling my glasses right now, so you might want to chill your glasses. Senior Eric's going to sneak around here and grab our glasses, get them out, so we can get our margaritas going the right way. Here he is, Senior Eric, Senior Eric. And so you want to get those chilled first, or if you use a margarita glass, get those chilled. That's always a better way to enjoy them. And then we're going to get the ingredients going. Tonight I have the tequila that they use, which is the Cabo Wabo, but you can use any tequila. They use an orange liqueur, which I'm using Cointreau this evening. And then they have a splash of the Curacao, and that's at the very end. You'll need limes as well. You'll need salt if you enjoy doing the salt. Senior Eric, I need some ice, please. Lots of ice. Fill your shaker with lots of ice. and then you'll be ready. But you'll also, there's an ingredient that's a special Mexican ingredient, Dominion, Demiana. And so if you can find that, it's a Mexican liqueur. I couldn't find it anywhere to include it, but these are still delicious minus that. Thank you, Senor Eric. So you've got your shaker full of ice. You've got your glasses of ice here. So I'm going to just put those in there.
We're up to 3.
Whoops. So you got that there. So you're going to start out with your tequila. You need 1 ounce, which is 1 shot of tequila. I'm making 2, so I'm doubling my recipe because Eric's going to join me. So you want to get 2, and then you want to do half ounce of your orange liqueur. There we go. So you have that. And then you want to get your lime juice. It calls for 1 lime, so I'll be putting 2 in. It calls for a half ounce actually, but I use 1 lime. So go ahead, get that squeezed in there. Give me a shout out where you're from tonight. Joining us from where?
Say hi to Mary Funkhauser.
Hi, Mary.
Hi, Jeff Ide.
Hi, Jeff Ide. Long time no see, Jeff. Hope you're well.
Hi, Deb Mumford.
Deb Mumford. Hi, Deb. Deb's always got fun, interesting drinks. I love her. She calls hers Mama Juice. So that's definitely one. So we've got, you got your glasses here.
Celeste just joined us.
Celeste is on the line. Hi, Celeste. Thanks for joining. You want to go ahead and get your lime and get your glass. This is if you like the salt, which we do. We love the salt. So here we go. Get your salt going. What kind of beverages are you having tonight? Are you trying this or you got your own version? Type it in, let me know. So in here we've got the vodka, we got the liqueur, and we got the lime juice. You want to go ahead and give it a good shake.
That's tequila.
I'm sorry. Tequila. Tequila. On my staycation, I've been drinking the vodka with the seltzer water because Eric and I are doing keto, so tequila hasn't been on our radar lately. So give it a shake. Want to do it like the salsa dance. I took salsa in Cancun and with my friend Sandy, another travel agent, and she's a expert at the salsa. So we got to do a little salsa. That'll be another time we can do the salsa together. But get it going.
Mary says it's a sin not to have the salt.
Yeah, I agree, Mary. Without the salt, I don't know. I'm just definitely, I feel the salt. So you want to go ahead. Oh. This will be Senor Eric's, not so much. Have to make them more. Can't leave a man behind, so we're going to just quickly get him set up here. And then you want to take a splash of the carousel and put the carousel in just to finish off this first one so you can see.
Megan Nagel joined.
Hi, Megan. She's tuning in from Ohio. Old friend of mine. And you want to put in a little lime peel to finish off.
Celeste is having a Margarita Meredith recipe.
Enjoy. Now let's get Eric caught up here. We want to go ahead And
Megan says hi, lady.
get some lime juice in here. The fresh lime juice is where it's at. So where is the lid? There it is. Again, do a little bit of your salsa action, a little salsa dancing, get it all worked up here. Here we go for Senor Eric to join us.
Ooh. Gracias.
There we go. There we go, with a little bit of the carousel. Isn't it sexy looking? Very sexy. And we're going to give him a little of the lime. Shake him if you got him, baby. Shake him if you got him. Here we go, Senor Eric.
Thank you, Senorita.
Cheers, everybody. Cheers. Woo!
Oh, this is beautiful. Tasty, too.
Oh, yum, yum. Oh, that's yum, yum. Remember my disclosure. Got to be careful with these. If you're having the Margarita, be careful. They go down very smooth, and then but you tend to have a few too many. So be careful. That's my disclosure. Don't say I didn't tell you or warn you. So back in Cancun, back in Cabo San Lucas in Los Cabos, I'd like to tell you about Palmilla, which is a resort that I love there, that I love to send my travelers to. It is owned by One and Only Resorts, which is the Kerzner International Group, and the resort is phenomenal. Actually, my cousin used to work for Kerzner International, so I used to be able to get in access and perks and all that, and still am able to do that as well now, which is great. But when we were there, we went and had a marvelous time. They actually have two beaches. One is, it's on the Baja Peninsula and it also is right there where the Sea of Cortez is. And you look out onto Los Cabos landscape, and it's absolutely breathtaking. And the beaches, they have one there that is swimmable, which is very rare, and then they have one that's not, so you have access to two beaches. They have a family pool, they have an adult pool, they have a chapel there. It's a great place to get married. It's beautiful. She actually was in charge of the VIP services, my cousin, and John Travolta had his 50th birthday party there. And so that was a lot of fun, and she was there with Robin Williams and Oprah and all these famous people. It was a party there before they actually opened the resort. And now a lot of famous who's who celebrities still go there today. But you have the chapel to get married. You have salon, spa, fitness center. You have an herb garden, a Zen garden, a yoga garden. They've got all these different gardens. They've got 4 restaurants.
Mary would like to know the name of the resort again?
The name of the resort is Palmilla. And it's, like I said, it's top notch. And I just sent clients there, not this past winter, the winter before, and they absolutely loved it. And I was able, as a travel advisor, to get them all sorts of upgrades and nice perks. And so if you love luxury travel, let me know, because this is definitely a wonderful place to go. And there's actually, we were supposed to be heading back with my travel organization to this October to a newer resort, LeBlanc, that I was excited to try out, and that's in Los Cabos as well. And so we're calling it the Unconference, so I'm not sure if we're going to make it or not. I'm hopeful that we will. I might have a family wedding that might conflict with it, so I'm not sure at this point. So I'm going to figure that out when that time comes.
Erica Smith just joined us.
Hi, Erica Smith. Nice to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. Thanks for joining. So we just made the Cabo Wabo Rita, and it's online. I had posted the recipe online if you didn't get it. And my name is Julie Johnston, JJ, with Travel Light by JJ. We've got Eric here.
My Cabo Rita.
With the Cabo Wabo Rita. Everybody breathe, take a sip. So Cabo San Lucas is so wonderful. We loved it so much. We even named our dog Cabo after our travel there. So that's how much we love it. My husband, along with my brother and father and nephew, all went out fishing. The fishing there is amazing. big fish that you can catch. And then when they brought them in, they were successful, caught some fish. So they brought them in and they actually prepared their fresh fish, and they had a lunch there right dockside and had a beautiful lunch of the fresh caught fish. And those are the experiences that people love to have when they're traveling. So I can help you coordinate those experiences. And again, that's my top choice is Cabo San Lucas if you want to go to Mexico.
Rajiv just joined us.
Hi, Rajiv. Nice to see you. Welcome. We've got Senor Eric. He's going to come here with some trivia, and it's important to type fast. He's going to give you 2 trivia questions. At the end, we'll go ahead and announce the answers. And so he's going to come. Senor Eric, give us this trivia.
Arriba. Hola, hola. Okay, trivia question. We've got 2 for the first round. Question number 1. What is Mexico's popular dish of beef and beans called? I'll say it again. What is Mexico's popular dish of beef and beans called?
Type it in. Now we've got a second question.
Question number 2. Which small dog derives its name from a town in Mexico? Which small dog derives its name from a town in Mexico? My niece should get this one. Arriba.
Simi, we're calling on you. So type those in. And like I said, at the end, we will do a tiebreaker. And then we'll circle back to let everybody know after the Facebook Live who got everything right the quickest. So we're going to have some fun with that.
Brenda Lee's answering now.
Hi, Brenda. Welcome. I saw Brenda out hiking not too long ago. It's nice here in Vermont that we're able to get out in the state parks, which are currently closed, and hike around in nature. So we're really enjoying that. We're still having winter here, though, but it is going to be beautiful this weekend. So we're excited about that. Again, let me know where you guys are tuning in from. And also, tell me what your favorite Mexican recipe is, or which food you like, whether it's the chili rellenos or the enchiladas or the tacos, refried beans, or what's your favorite Mexican? Tamales. Mexican is my absolute favorite, and spicier the better. So we're going to move into my salsa next, and just so you know, I like it hot. So I will tell you the recipe, and you can decide if you're daring or not as to how many jalapenos you want to do. And then what you have to decide is whether the seeds are going to stay in it or not. And again, if you like the mild, then that's your consideration. But if you like it hot, I think that the recipe calls for like a half of an jalapeno. I actually, because I double the recipe, do about 2 or 3 jalapenos, which is always a gamble because you don't really know how spicy it's going to be, right? So it's a gamble. So you want to get your blender out or a food processor. I've kind of prepped things to move things along here tonight. And you'll do a rough chop, but you'll be needing 1 small onion, which I'm doing two small onions right here because I'm doubling the recipe. I always like to share my salsa with my friends and family, and they love it. And it's funny because even people, they'll be like, oh, that's spicy. And it's kind of a love-hate, and then they actually really love it, secretively love it. And they always beg for more, if you will. So it's definitely a go-to. So you're going to have your onion. You want to get garlic out. If you are making this with me tonight, definitely make sure you wash your cilantro. Make sure you get all the sand out and the grit out because you definitely don't want any of that. I've already soaked this earlier today, and so it's ready to go. But again, I'm rough chopping and I'm doubling my recipe.
Joan Qualls just joined.
Hi, Joan. Joan.
Celeste wants to know where the real Cabo is.
The real Cabo is taking a siesta right now. And so he may or may not be joining us. But he sends his love, and he's certainly here in spirit as we're discussing all this. So you want to get your garlic out. And again, the single recipe calls for 1. I feel like garlic for Eric and I is actually a food group. So we kind of go overboard a little bit on the garlic. So I actually have 2 bigger pieces and then kind of 3 smaller pieces. So anyway, but it calls for 1, and you take the your knife and you turn it on its side and you just smash your garlic, and then you put it in your blender or your food processor. So smash it real good, opens up the garlic. Go ahead and get it in there. And don't forget your chips. Eric and I, like I said, have been doing the keto, so I was going to do celery sticks tonight and be good, but I decided, no, I was not going to be good. I actually made homemade tortilla chips last night, and so you can either buy your chips or make them. You can make them with flour tortilla shells and or corn shells. These actually are gluten-free, so all set there. And
Geraldine just joined us.
Hi, Geraldine. Welcome. I'm sure she's got a margarita ready to go.
And Mary says guacamole is a food group too.
Oh, guacamole is a food group. And so I have a whole thing of avocados over there. I haven't made my guacamole yet, but that's definitely something that I strongly suggest to have with your chips and salsa as well. So now you're going to do your limes. It calls for 1 lime. And I've got my squeezer here. So just go ahead and squeeze your lime juice in here.
Ooh, that looks good.
And I'm doubling my recipe, so I'm going to be adding more to this. Senior Eric, how about some more trivia, please?
More trivia.
Hey!
Round 2 of trivia. All right, this starts off with a true or false. True or false? Mexico once had 3 presidents in one day. True or false? Mexico once had 3 presidents in one day. Imagine that. We might need that around here. All right. All right, question number 2. Some of you are going to appreciate this, which Elvis Presley film was set in Mexico? Which Elvis Presley film was set in Mexico? Type in your 2 answers, true or false, and the film.
So, I rough chopped the cilantro. And I didn't fuss with it. I put the whole thing in because it's just going to get blended, so you don't need to fuss with it. You're going to do a 1/4 teaspoon of cumin, which I'm doubling. So you want to throw that in there.
Oh, we got some Elvis responses, and they're coming in all around the place.
There you go. And then you're going to want to do some salt. Senor Eric, can you grab the salt over there for me, please? I forgot to grab it. In the blue. In the blue. And then I guess the smaller one, if we need more. Thank you. And so the salt is a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And so you want to put 1 10-ounce Rotel in there. And I actually like to get the Mexican style because it has the lime and cilantro in it to give additional flavors.
Joan's with you. She doubled her spices too.
There you go. So like I said, I'm doubling my recipe tonight. So you would just use 1 can, but I'm going to use 2 cans tonight. But I'm going to start getting this blended. And I just pulse it a little bit to get it started. And then I let it rip. Get it going, get it all chopped up in there. And I kind of do this in batches. So you really want to blend it well because, like I said, I threw all that cilantro in with stems and all. So just let it go for a bit. Here we go. Senior Eric, while I'm doing this, why don't you bring us some more trivia, please?
Hey, hey. All right, trivia round number 3. All right, guys, get ready. Question. Name the cartoon character who was the fastest mouse in Mexico. Name the cartoon character who was the fastest mouse in Mexico. There, you're out there. This is about a mouse. Okay.
But
What?
for extra credit, you also need to name the slowest mouse.
Oh, where's that?
So we have the fastest mouse, which I'm sure everybody knows that one. But do you know the slowest mouse?
I'm checking my notes, and there's extra credit for the slowest mouse.
There you go.
All right, and the other question in round number 3. Which 2 animals are shown on the flag of Mexico? No Googling. You got to go by your memory or go by your gut. Which 2 animals are shown on the flag of Mexico? Na-na!
Yay! So now I'm adding more of the diced tomatoes, and you want to use a can that's 14 ounces, and again I bought a can that's doubling that, so 28 is what I'm using. But I'm just processing this and getting it going and pouring it in and adding it, and then I'll mix it all together when I'm done. But you just keep adding. And normally when I buy the petite diced, I get it with like oregano or basil or additional flavors and spices so that it just adds to the entire thing. But this time I was not able to. They didn't have
Vanessa
much of
McGovern says, hola.
Hola, Vanessa. Hope you got a bevy in hand. Tell me what you got. Want to hear from you. All right, Senor Eric. Why don't you give us some more trivia, please?
More trivia.
Senor Eric's doing our trivia, and we're going to give you 2 questions each, and type as fast as you can in. Then we'll have a tiebreaker at the end, and we'll announce after the Facebook who got all the answers right, or mostly right.
All right, round 4, 2 questions. This is the last round, and as Señorita Julie said, then we'll have a tiebreaker. Question: which hot pepper sauce is named after a state in Mexico? Which hot pepper sauce is named after a state in Mexico? All right, second question in the 4th round. What is Mexico's largest seaside resort? What is Mexico's largest seaside resort?
Hey! All right, let's all take a toast. Get up your glasses. If you haven't given me a shout out where you're tuning in from, let us know. Also want to know what your favorite Mexican dish is. Senor Eric.
Mine's getting low. You gonna make me another?
Uh-huh. Post. Get your chips out or your veggies. Get your salsa and your guac all ready to go. I'm mixing this up real good. And like I said, we got our homemade chips. So get that ready and going. I'll tell you a little story about Acapulco. So we were heading there to, actually, we went the long way. We headed to Siesta Key, Florida, to visit some old neighbors that had moved there. And, oh, my scooper's already in the bowl. Looking for it. Here we go. And so when we got there, it was so cold. They were covering all the bushes with burlap. And my father decided, well, he didn't work his hard self, and my mother worked so hard to do this one vacation, and they weren't going to be stuck in Florida inside because they were covering their bushes with burlap. So next thing I know, he books us on a trip to Acapulco. So my friend, Gretchen, she went, let's all try. Pause for the cause. Take a taste. Just answer that. Hang up. Mmm.
It's my best customer.
Salsa. Yum. Enjoy it. Oh, yeah. That's definitely delicious. But I just realized I forgot one major key ingredient.
No.
Yes, I did.
What?
The jalapeno.
No, you didn't.
Yes, because it's very mild. So if you're at home, go ahead, put your jalapeno in. Maybe you already caught that I didn't put my jalapeno in. Put your jalapeno in and add it, and I'm going to do mine later. So, Eric's pointing at me. He's like, no, do it now. Do it now. No, they're washed. I already washed them. Yep. So anyway, so go ahead and just rough chop your jalapeno so you can add it. So you don't have a mild salsa.
You can put a little salsa back in and blend it in.
Yes. So anyway, Acapulco. So we're on our way. It's cold as siesta key. So we ended up going to Acapulco because my dad's like, we're out of here. So we arrive in the middle of the night and we wake up and we're overlooking a bullfighting ring. And my father thought, nope, I didn't sign up for this either. So he moved us out of the bullfighting ring accommodations. And then we moved over to another place and we got all set up in there. And we're out on the beach and my father is there and he's watching the guys on the beach. And they are doing parasailing excursions. And they're doing one person after another and everybody's having a wonderful time and enjoying themselves. So my dad thought, all right, I'll sign up for that. So he goes over and our family is all about adventure and fun. We love to have adventure and fun. And it always brings good times and lots of laughs and lots of memories. So that is the information I'll be sharing with you tonight. And like I said, I'm giving you the PG version because you'll have to just catch me at another time having a cocktail to get the full version, if you will. So we went, and my father decided he's going to do that parasailing. So he goes over, he signs up, he gets in a long line, and he's got to wait for like 30 minutes to go ahead and wait his turn. So he gets there, he signs up. It only cost him $4. That should have been the red flag right there. But nope, John Bemke, he's like, nope, love adventure, $4, yeah, I'm in. So anyway, so he signs up, he gets up there, he's having his wonderful time floating around in the air, and he's got these mountains behind him, right? And they've got these villas and everything, and there's this big monstrous rock also in the water, and it was huge. And next thing you know, he sees the line that's attached to his parasail to the boat, and it's starting to droop down into the water, and he's starting to think, this isn't right. You know, it's supposed to be taut. And so he's starting to get concerned. And next thing you know, all of a sudden, he's going down. And he sees a boat from the left. And he thinks, oh my God, that boat is going to cross my line, which is in the water. And the propeller is going to cut me loose. And I'm going to be blown away to those mountains over there on the right. And nobody's ever going to hear from me again. And as we're all on the beach watching our father coming down, and he's in a full-blown panic that he's not going to make it. So then he does get down there, and his parasail is dragging him in the water because it's still getting wind in his sail. And the guys are all jumping overboard, Senor, Senor, and they're all swimming out to him. And in the meantime, he's getting all tangled up in the lines and everything, and he thought, I'm going to drown. I'm going to drown. I'm dying here today for the second time. This is not looking good. Houston, it's not looking good. So the next thing you know, there he is, all tangled up. They come out, and they get him out of the entanglement, and they get him back to shore, and he says, what happened out there? What happened? Senor, Senor, we ran out of gas. We ran out of gas. And he's like, who runs out of gas? Like, you know, he's expecting A1 class, you know, services here. And I thought, really, for $4, that's what you expected? You know, come on. And then I thought, you know, as I got older, because I was in high school back then, but I thought, you know, now I'm in charge of the travel. You got to let a travel agent be in charge of the travel. So thankfully, I do that for the family now. And it's a lesson learned because we vet the excursions for you and the suppliers and the vendors to make sure that you're with a reputable company and not just the fellows off of the beach. Like my father got all excited because it was $4. So lesson learned. And we have learned many lessons throughout the years of travel as I grew up in the family. And that's where I got my passion for all this travel. So we love it. And it's wonderful. Next we go, and I'm going to get this jalapenos in here.
Well, many great comments, but there's one question from Celeste. Do you put the seeds in your mixture?
Oh, I like it hot, 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 and so does my Eric, thankfully. God, I don't think we could have got married if he didn't like Mexican food and if he didn't like it hot. It just wouldn't have happened. Yeah, I'm all in. Seeds and everything. So I think we're up to like, I don't know, 3 or 4 jalapenos here. And so we gotta spin those.
But we saved some mild over here on the side for our friend Doug.
Oh, we saved some mild for you, Doug. Geraldine, let Doug know we got the mild. Actually, yeah, all right, so there's no jalapenos in there at all.
All right.
None whatsoever. And actually, I will put some of the salsa back in here just so we get it mixed well. So what are you guys doing for Cinco de Mayo? Let me know. What are your plans for Tuesday night? Like I said, we were supposed to be, my family was going to be in Monterey, in Carmel. My parents, my brother, my niece and nephew. My nephew's graduating this Sunday from Ohio State with deans. He made the dean's list with honors. So we're all excited about that. And we were going to be at a wonderful cantina in California. It's not happening. So we are going to have our own party here.
Ready for the tiebreaker?
What's that? Ready for the tiebreaker. Yeah, let's get the last trivia question in. Come on over, Senor Eric.
All right, this is the tiebreaker. Big question, tiebreaker. So everybody's typed in their questions. Julie's going to review, see who got them right, and then if you're a tie, we're going to have to do the tiebreaker. So the tiebreaker, question number 5, is nopal, N-O-P-A-L, considered A, a cat, B, a donkey cart, or C, an edible cactus? I'll repeat it. Is nopal, N-O-P-A-L, no Googling, is it a cat, a donkey cart, or an edible cactus?
Celeste Rajiv, no Googling. Although you probably know. You probably know. All right, take 2 on the salsa. Now with my jalapenos. Eric, have you tried it?
I haven't had a chance yet. Is it done?
I hope it's done.
The benefits of being married to somebody who knows world cuisine.
Yes, definitely. We're there. Oh, it's nice and spicy. And then, as it sits overnight,
Oh my God.
the flavors really take hold, and it really comes to life.
You got to eat it fresh.
You got to eat it fresh, and we made fresh chips. Like I said, you can make flour tortilla or corn, whichever you prefer, in the oven. Just spray it with a little olive oil, sprinkle your salt on it, and I think I did it 10 minutes, and then I kind of watched it after that. But other places that we've traveled were to Cancun, and my family did a trip there many moons ago, and it was quite the memory, if you will. I talked to my dad today, and he's actually doing a memoirs book right now. So when I called him up just to make sure my memory was serving me correctly, he was like, I just put all that in my book. I just put it all in my book. So we had a good laugh going over everything. So we go to Cancun. My parents booked us in this brand new hotel. And we get there, and it was beautiful. But the developers, there were several partners in the business, and one decided to take off and bolt. And he took all the linens, and he took all the towels, and then he took all the kitchen dishes. And not that we needed that because we weren't on vacation to cook or anything like that, so it didn't pertain to us. But when we arrived, we did have towels and we did have linens. So we stayed the first night, and then we went out, and we're not people that stay around the hotel type thing. We are adventurous family and constantly out all day, pack the day bag, go for the day, and have lots of fun. And then basically just use the place to sleep. So we come back, and we have no linens, and we have no towels. And we're thinking, what happened here? So we go down to the front desk, and we're waiting to get refreshed here today. And next thing you know, they're like, oh yeah, we'll send somebody up. Nobody comes. And this goes on and carries on. So every night it was a battle. And so then you'd go down, and what they kept doing is they had some linens and towels, so they would rotate them to guests. So like, okay, you'd get them, and then the next group would get them, and then so you'd be without these things. And so this was going on. And again, I don't know why, I couldn't tell you, but my family decided not to go move. I guess they just thought that those linens and towels would eventually come. But they also, the guy took off with the shower curtains, and the whole bathrooms were these marble travertine bathrooms. The walls, all the shower, and the floor. So we go in there, and my mom and I went into the shower, and so we go in together, and the water would be spraying all over, and there was no towels to put down. So you had to worry about getting onto the floor after your shower so that you'd slip and wipe out and have an accident, right? And so this was like crazy stuff. So then one night we go and we're fighting down at the front desk to get the towels. And we come back, and they finally went out, because this was happening every night and people were fed up and screaming and carrying on. They went out and bought these towels. Well, the towels were like these painted sunset views, you know, Florida sunset looking views or whatever. And they had paint on them, different really bright colors. So my mom and I are showering, and we're in there, and next thing you know, we start drying off, and the paint is getting all over our body, bright orange and bright blue, and they're thin towels, and they're scraping our skin, and we're like, oh my God, it was just awful. So next thing you know, we go out and we go to a beach, and we're windsurfing and doing all these sports activities, and we get to know the locals there who are renting the boards and whatever. And there's this one gentleman there, his name's Manolo, and he was on vacation because he lived in Mexico City, and he was just getting rebounding from a divorce. So we make friends with him, and he took us around. He was like our ambassador, and he would take us into all these fancy restaurants where there would be lines, and he'd just walk us right through the front door, and the meals were absolutely delicious. And we also got into this, at the time, discotheque, if you will, called Christine or Christina, and it was like the old Studio 54 where they'd come out and hand-pick their audience to come in. And who's been to Studio 54? Let me know, because that was at a time that I wish I actually was born 1971. I wish I lived in the 70s. But I'd love to hear if you ever went to Studio 54, because that's like a dream that I won't ever be able to achieve. So anyway, so we get in there, and he walked us right up to the front while this whole long line of people, and we got right in. So then we decided, okay, we adopted him like our family. Like my father, he's friendly. He just wants to be friends with the locals. And here we made friends with this local guy. Technically, but, you know, he was from Mexico City. So we make friends with him, an attorney that spoke 5 languages. And we go to the ruins out there in Tulum, which were unbelievable. Talk about history. It is wonderful. Definitely a place to visit. So we go out there, and on the way back, he's driving the rental car, and he's going 100 miles per hour. And my father kept saying to him, Manolo, we're not in a hurry. And my mom's like, yep, we just need to get there safe and sound and everything. And next thing you know, he burned the fan belt up. And so now we're pulled over on the side of the road, and we're broken down, and it's late in the day and starting to get dark. So we were able to limp the car along to some farmer's property, which nobody was around. So we at least got the car to a property, but then there was nothing around, and we had to go out to the highway, and we had to hitch back to the city, to our hotel. So we got picked up by some flatbed with workers in the back, and the whole family climbed in the back with the workers, and Manolo sitting up front like king of the mountain, and we're all in the back hanging out. So we go and make it back. And so, you know, it's about the culture and the experiences, but again, you want to be careful and make smart choices. So like I said, I'm in charge of all the excursions and activity and the transfers. Now we do private transfers, or we rent our cars and we drive them ourselves, and we don't, you know, take the chicken bus anymore like we did back when I used to travel young with my parents.
Low battery, less than 10%.
So anyway, I've been back to Cancun for business, and I've stayed at the Club Med there, which has a VIP adult area, and accommodations which were being built and renovated, I should say, when I was last there for a conference, and that's called Jade. And so that's a wonderful place. But Cancun has lots of places to stay, and it's the most affordable out of the locations in Mexico. And so I'd also like to encourage you guys, if you want to do any travel for at the end of 2020 or even 2021, I'm open to talking about the various places. Right now, people are dreaming. I know we're all on a staycation, and that's okay. But we're looking forward to when we are able, and when you're ready to travel, because it's not when you're able to travel, it's when you feel comfortable traveling. I'm here for you. Feel free to go to my website at travellightbyjj.com, and you can sign up for my newsletter there and be able to get travel information and tips. Every other week is when I send that out, and people love it, and they feel that maybe they haven't been to that destination. They can read about it and learn about it, ask questions about it, and have interaction. I've really enjoyed you guys tuning in tonight for this happy hour. It's been lots of fun. Hope you enjoy your margaritas and salsa. We'll look back at the we want to announce the trivia real quick here. The answers.
No, you can't, because you have to. You'll post them.
No.
After review. Oh, the answers.
The answers, please. Yeah.
Oh, the answers.
Yeah, the answers. So Senior Eric is going to read off what the answers were, so everybody knows, and then I'll go ahead and.
So you can't retype at this point. We're gonna know. All right. Question number 1 was, what is Mexico's popular dish of beef and beans called? The answer was frijoles rellenos. Ooh. Next question was, which small dog derives its name from a town in Mexico? The Chihuahua. True or false? Mexico had 3 presidents in one day. True. Which this one got a lot of responses online. Which Elvis Presley film was set in Mexico? Fun in Acapulco. Next question. Name the cartoon character who was the fastest mouse in Mexico, and the bonus was the slowest mouse. But the fastest mouse was Speedy Gonzales. And the slowest mouse
was Rodriguez.
Slowpoke Rodriguez.
Slowpoke Rodriguez.
All right, next question. Which 2 animals are shown on the flag of Mexico? Lots of good answers, lots of right answers on this one.
The eagle and snake.
Yes. Next question. Which hot pepper sauce is named after a state in Mexico?
Tabasco!
And there was one response is like, well, why is it from Louisiana? So anyways, okay. And then, which Mexico's largest seaside resort? What is Mexico's largest seaside resort?
Cancun.
All right, bonus, tiebreaker. Is nopal a cat, a donkey cart, or an edible cactus? The answer is...
edible cactus!
Yay, thank you.
And I've actually had cactus tacos, and they're delicious. So thanks again for joining us. We might be doing this again next Friday with a different theme. I'm thinking about it. So if you enjoyed this and you want to see more and have a different place to experience next week for a little happy hour, let me know. Put in the comments a destination that might be fun. I'd love to hear from you. And thanks for joining me. Take care. Happy Cinco de Mayo.